transphobia just comes out, the audacity and just the arrogance for cis women to believe that they own periods, that they own womanhood. You don't. Okay, you don't own periods. You don't own womanhood. You experience both, and both are different for every person. But as a cis woman, it doesn't belong to you, so you can't gatekeep it. Like,
It's your girl, Lady. Welcome to Life Convo. If you're new to this channel, thanks for stopping by. And if you're already part of the Life family, hey y'all. So as you've seen that little snippet that I put in the beginning of the video, as well as the title, you know what we're here for. So as you've seen in the clip that I had playing at the beginning of the video, where the transgender woman basically said that it's the homophobia or whatever for her, and how the gall of women to think that they own periods and they own womanhood. We experience them both, and they're different for different women. However, as that person seems to not understand, the key word is woman, women, depending on if you're speaking about one person or a group of people. Now, the thing is, as that individual is a transgender woman, meaning that they were born a man and transitioned into being a woman, they cannot experience periods at all. And the womanhood that they experience is through the eyes of a biological man who has thus transitioned over to womanhood in their own right, and they weren't born a woman at birth. Now, this is coming from an individual who was at birth born a biological woman, which is myself, as well as who have experienced periods. And I'm not going to verbally argue, physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually argue with anybody over periods, because I went through pretty much HELL with my menstrual cycle. It was so debilitating that I could not get out of bed. I was not able to go to school. In addition to, I could not go to work. It was just horrible. I had temperatures my entire 6 days. And until I had my first child, that was what I experienced for about 3 to 4 years. It just was not it. So for this individual to say that I don't own my menstrual cycle or my period, I only own the experience, I'm calling a flag on the play, because at the end of the day, as a individual who was born male, has not ever had to go through it or experience it, in my opinion, really does not have any qualification to even speak on it. And so it brings me to the question, why are so many transgender women seeming to have on their armor ready to attack individuals who was born at birth and assigned at birth female biological women, such as myself? It begs the question, which comes first, the chicken or the egg? I guess it depends on who you ask. You ask a transgender, then they're going to say the chicken came first. And if you ask a biological woman, I'm pretty sure they'll probably say the egg came first, because at the end of the day, women were the egg. We carried the egg. We, along with male counterparts, create the egg to deliver the egg. And for transgender, when they're no longer wanting to be whatever egg that they were assigned at birth, they decide that they're just going to go in and become the chicken, and get nipped and tucked wherever they feel they need to portray to society, uh, you know, how they feel on the inside. And I ain't saying there's anything wrong with that. Yet, for me, it's as if, why don't you acknowledge that you were an egg? And then the whole reason the word transgender is put before woman or man is because you had to transition from something into something. You did not just be and then become. You were something and then you transitioned into something else. And it seems like transgender women don't want to accept the transition part. They want to say, okay, that was never me. This is me because this is how I've always felt, and this is how you're going to see me. And I don't want the prefix in front of my gender any longer. Although it seems like, and I'm quoting Flame Monroe, she basically stated that her era and the group that she grew up in, and the people before her, they all fought to have that prefix transgender. That's all they've ever wanted. They wanted to be acknowledged as transgender men or transgender women. And this a new age of transgenders, they don't want no parts of it. And y'all know I get tongue tied. Flame Monroe feels like everything that the older generation fought for, the younger generation is kind of starting to undo or cause it to unravel, because they no longer want to see that prefix in front of their name. They just want to see, just the gender. They don't want to be called trans anything. They just want to be called men and women. However, for decades, the men and women who have been called men and women, they want to change those individuals from being called men and women, and they want a prefix put in front of them, such as cis men or cis women. And I'm one of those women who have, stated openly, I don't want to be called cis anything. I was called a girl. I was called a young lady. I was called a young adult female, and then I was called a woman, and that worked for me. And so calling me cis, something I don't even understand what cis mean, and I looked it up. I don't need that. Either call me a woman or call me nothing. Don't say anything to me, because I'm willing to respect you and call you what it is that you want to be called. Call me what it is that I want to be called. And it seems like it's only the individuals that are of the trans community that are, the trans women, who seem to have a problem with that. And I'm going to say this, and I'm saying it with my whole chest. We grew up always hearing it is a man's world. Well, guess what? It still is a man's world, because when men don't like something, what do? They come and try to take it over. And the individuals who are trans women, they were born men. So I'm going to leave it at that. So, as I stated, the conversation around what Jess Hilarious said, I wholeheartedly agree with the specific parts of her saying that trans women are not biological women, because they are not. Trans women stating that we don't own rights to periods or womanhood, I agree with Jess Hilarious when she stated we definitely do, because we are the ones that create the trans women and men. They are our daughters, they are our brothers, they are our sisters or our cousins or our aunties. And women actually birthed those individuals. There's no man or transgender woman that birthed any any of the human species that I'm aware of. It's only been women who have uteruses and the plumbing to carry an egg to fertilize, once the egg is fertilized, and to actually grow that egg and push out, the egg that becomes a child. So I don't understand where the problem is. Now I understand the disrespect that some are saying that Jess hilarious when she stated trans women are not real women. And I understand how that can be hurtful towards that community. At the end of the day, if you look at everything, they are manufactured women, because they were not born women. However, they have went and undergone, different type of reconstruction, to, as I said, portray themselves to society in the physical appearance of looking like a woman, possibly dressing like a woman, speaking or having mannerisms like a woman. They are real people, real human beings. However, they are not biological women, is what I would say. Yet the way that Jess Hilarious said it when she stated that transgender women are not women or not real women, I understand how that can be hurtful. And I don't feel like I am here to bash anybody or hurt anybody's feelings. I can't speak for what Jess Hilarious was trying to do or not trying to do. However, she said what she said and she stood on it. And for me, I respect that. You cannot tell someone what to say or how to. Now, let me rephrase. You can tell somebody what to say and how to say it. However, if they don't say things the way that you want them to say or do things the way that you want them to do it, I mean, at the end of the day, what can you do about it? I mean, every action will get a reaction. And I'm pretty sure that Jess Hilarious knew exactly what she was saying and what she was doing when she said and did what she did. And I feel that when T.S. Madison, Laverne Cox, Flame Monroe, when they speak and say what they say, and when they do what they do, they know exactly what they're doing. So I don't even understand why this conversation has even gotten this big. The transgender individual made it their business to say that women don't own womanhood and they don't own periods. And Jess Hilarious pushed back on that. And everybody has the right to see things the way that they want to see them. And everybody has the right to not see things the way that they don't want to see them. At the end of the day, what is it changing or doing when it comes to how your environment, your lifestyle, your bank account, your attitude is set up? And this is just for me. I feel like people gotta choose to accept what is being said and move around. You can't always get your panties in a bunch behind everything that is being said. And even like with T.S. Madison feeling the way that she's feeling, she has even stated that, she is a transgender woman. She knows that she is not a biological woman and that she was born a boy. So I don't understand why is it that when someone else points that out, it's a problem. You are the one that pointed it out in the first place. And even the kind of like the backhanded comment saying that, like Jess Hilarious should understand because she's been mistaken as a transgender woman before. Here's the thing, you can be mistaken as a lot of things. Hell, I've been mistaken as a billionaire. Am I a billionaire? I've been mistaken as broke. Am I broke? Like, this is the thing. You could be mistaken as anything. That does not make it so. And at the end of the day, Jess Hilarious was assigned at birth female. Jess Hilarious has the XY chromosome. Jess Hilarious has given birth to an actual other human being. Yet, not one transgender woman can say that they have had a menstrual cycle, that they have given birth to another human being, that they understand that being a woman is not just how you feel, um, that it is actual experiences. And if you've only went through these experiences from the time that you felt like you were a woman versus having to go through these experiences from the day that you fill out your mother's uterus, you can't compare it. You just can't compare it. If I've been a woman from day one and you've been a woman from day 365, you're not going to catch up. You're not going to compare. You're just not. And so at the end of the day, I mean, I'm going to say this. Individuals need to accept that she said what she said and move around. Yet they're seeming to take so much to heart, and I wonder why. As I stated before, when men are not getting their way, what they do? They take over. You don't see any women who are not getting their way going to jump in men's spaces and taking over. Women are more nurturers. And they will find a way to move around. They're not just going to try to come and take over your space. Yet men, when they're not getting their way, what do? They take over spaces. They close stuff down. Because we've always heard this is a man's world. So I'm not seeing anything different. And all of the individuals who have displayed their masculinity, although they may be transgender, you're doing what men do. If it looks like a man walks like a man, talks like a man, is it a man? Just a question. And I don't mean any disrespect to any of the transgender women who acknowledge and respect and portray themselves as women and are not trying to come for biological women. Because there's a lot of transgender women that they don't even understand what the point of the transgenders women's even comments or commentary. They know for a fact that women are women. Women have periods. Women birth human beings, and men do not. And so there's not even a question or argument. And honestly, in my spirit, I feel like this person, like Jess Hilarious said, just has so much, I guess you can say, vindictive spite within their spirit that they feel like coming to attack biological women is the only way for them to feel better about themselves. And again, that's just my opinion, because there's no reason for, and again, this is my opinion, there's no reason for any transgender woman to attack a biological woman. Because remember, just like Flame Monroe said, every person who was a transgender person came out to a biological female, looked and started to emulate the females that were in their environment, because they didn't learn how to be a female from a boy. So I don't understand why the problem now that these transgender individuals, because it's not all, it's only some, don't want to give biological women their kudos and their flowers, because you didn't learn how to be you from the air, from the dirt, from the trees. You learned it from a woman. And so definitely leave me your thoughts and your comments on this whole debate and this whole conversation. And make sure to check out what T.S. Madison has said in response to Jess Hilarious, as well as Laverne Cox, the actor from The Orange is the New Black. Because as I stated before, it only seems like the ones who feel like their feelings have gotten hurt are the ones that want to kind of clap back and jump at Jess Hilarious. However, just from what I've read and what I've seen, it looks like Jess Hilarious is like Jump Judy. Ain't nothing gonna change about what I said. I said what I said, and I said it with my chest. So move around. And like I said, that's all I have for you in this video. I'll catch you in the next one.